It's Workday Wednesday, and we're going to do a really pretty but cool Workday Wednesday nail. So I'm going to start off with Dreaming of Iceland, and we're going to kind of paint a faux French on here, just a very natural nail. Now I'm going to apply 2 shades of this particular color. And if you like this video, please make sure you're subscribed and hit that like button. And I'm going to use this time to just kind of catch up with you guys, and we're going to do a little true crime. As far as my week has been going this week, I have been on TikTok a couple of times doing some lives and trying to organize my nail desk. I hate it when you're trying to organize, but yet you're coming across like, oh, I need another cart and I need some more organizers. I need this size of organizer. I need this or I need that. And you're fresh out of money. That has to be one of the most deflating sidetrack. I don't want to complain too much, so let's get into some true crime and chit chat. Let's talk Suzanne Morphew. So if you guys have not been following the Suzanne Morphew case, let me kind of set it up for you. Suzanne is this beautiful woman, very vibrant. Although she's had health issues for several years, really looking at her, you couldn't tell. She's gorgeous, she's active. She has a doting husband, 2 beautiful daughters. She is 49 years old, living in Chaffee County, Colorado. By all appearances, from the outside looking in, she just looks to absolutely have it made. They are a pretty wealthy family. They take trips and travel. And looking at their social media, it looks like they're having the time of their life and they're just so blessed. However, behind that front, you've got Barry Morphew, who is her husband, and he has actually been having multiple affairs behind Suzanne's back. It's revealed through text messages that Barry and Suzanne shared that she was aware that something was going on, but Barry continued to deny it. Let's go ahead and come to May 2020 on Mother's Day. So the girls are off camping for that weekend. Barry says that Suzanne woke up that morning, she had her cup of coffee, and then she decided to go on a bike run. Now, Barry has supposedly some work that he's got to do out of town, out of Chaffee County. And so he goes off to get his construction work done. Shortly after, he receives a phone call from the neighbors that Suzanne's bike has been found, and it looks like maybe she's had an accident. Barry says he rushes back home. He talks with police and is telling them, yeah, this is her bike. Now, I happened to run by Nails Plus the other day and picked up this gel bottle. I've actually been dying to try it. This is in the color Sugar. It's got a little bit of glitter in it. I'm not really looking to do a really glittery nail for this weekend. There's a particular event I'm going to, but a little shimmer always is welcome. Now, because it has the glitter in it, I'm just going to apply one nice thin layer. Okay, let's get back to our story. So Barry tells police, yes, this is her bike, and it looks like, maybe a mountain lion has come and drug her off, has attacked her. Maybe somebody has hit her with their car and then taken her. Of course, police quickly rule out the thought that a mountain lion may have come and got her for multiple reasons. And they're kind of suspicious of Barry from the get. And I'll tell you, I started watching this case from the very beginning, and I too thought Barry was very suspicious. Just the way he behaved, his personality, it did not seem right. So he calls his girls, tells them to come home from the little vacation. They come back. They have been standing by their daddy's side since day one. It's always been a little disturbing to me that since the very first time I ever saw the girls, and ever since then, I just haven't seen or heard them say a whole lot about their mom. It's very evident that they're standing behind their father. Now, as police begin to do their investigation, they're finding several odd things. One of the most interesting things that they find out, which this is something I had no idea existed, but Suzanne actually had a pen, like a writing pen, that was a spy pen. Now, she bought this spy pen for a couple of reasons. One, because she wanted to cover her own you-know-what, because she knew Barry could be abusive, and she didn't trust him. You know, she knew he was cheating, she knew he was lying. She wanted that spy pen to be able to record anything that she needed to record. Now, unfortunately, she did not get to record Mother's Day, which would have been very important, either Mother's Day or that night prior, because this would be the time frame that we believe Suzanne was murdered. Police would also find in the laundry room, in the dryer, there was a sheath to a needle for like a dart, like a dart that you would like shoot an animal with, to a large animal with, to anesthetize them. Now you might be wondering, who would do such a thing? Now, to the tip of my nail, I want to go ahead and add a little cat eye. So we're going to do 2 coats of this particular shade by Raya, and it's Mystery Cat Eye 3. Suzanne's husband, Barry, he is a big-time hunter. He likes to steal the antlers off of large animals. To do that, he would drug these large animals with this dart gun. Once they were anesthetized, he would remove their antlers and then give them another medication that would help them come out of the anesthesia. Now, during this police investigation, we find out that Barry is also seen on camera and from the trackers on his phone, just, the trackers that some cars have, some of the newer cars. Well, they would find out that Barry made several pit stops on the day that Suzanne went missing, and he was throwing things away in different garbage bins around town. Also, you remember how Barry said he had a job to do out of town that day that Suzanne went missing? Well, he had actually rented a hotel room for that little work trip, and a co-worker of his that was going to be meeting him to help him like later on that week, when he had come in that night, said that Barry's hotel room smelled of chlorine, like overwhelming amount of chlorine. So I watch my true crime on YouTube. I love that we have these creators who are brave enough to go out to some of these scenes and tell us the story, and even in the moment, and if they come across, Barry or the kids boyfriends or whatnot, they'll do interviews with them, of course, just live on the spot. And in my opinion, they make for some of the most interesting interviews. And you can find plenty of these interviews on Barry Morphew. Now, of course, police find a lot more evidence in this case, but they still can't find Suzanne. They're going to where Barry works. They're digging up construction sites. They are looking all around the house. They are watching him like a hawk, including the YouTubers. YouTubers did a great job on this one. In fact, I'll leave some of the content creators' names and their platforms. And Barry would eventually be charged for this crime of Suzanne's disappearance, and she's believed to be dead, of course. Well, he would be charged. However, the charges would be dropped in 2022 because they wanted Suzanne's body. They thought they could find it. Now, in 2023, there was another missing person, and as they were searching for this person, guess what they stumbled upon? Suzanne Morphew's bones, buried in a really bad location, but like far off from everybody, where basically nobody would ever look. So we've been waiting months and months to find out, were they able to get any kind of evidence off these bones that they found out in no man's land. Well, on Monday of this week, they came out. They were able to find evidence, which is fabulous. Thank the Lord. So the evidence they found too is very, very good. So they found that in her bones, Suzanne had, you remember we talked about that anesthesia that Barry used to knock down the large animals. Well, that's what Suzanne had in her bones. This, of course, is the same drug that they found the sheath to. I feel like I need a little bit more color on the lower half of my nail, so I'm going to apply a second coat here. And I'm going to let you watch as I finish this nail. However, I did decide it was still too much glitter for the bottom half, so I'm going to choose another kind of neutral tone that we're going to put on the bottom. Also in this grave, this terrible grave that Barry decided to bury her in, allegedly, they found some other evidence as well, and we're still waiting to hear back on whether those things will bear fruit. And I'm actually going to cover the whole entire nail surface with this particular color. And I know it's going to kind of mute our cat eye just a tad bit, but that's okay. That's what I'm looking for. Barry did put out a statement earlier this week saying that, that the family's been grieving and that they're concerned that the investigation has been tainted on this case, and that they're worried, that they might be trying to hold Barry accountable for something that he did not do. Now, it's my personal opinion that Barry is guilty. Again, this is all alleged, just my opinion, right? But I feel that they have enough evidence. With everything that they have, I think they have enough evidence to prove that Barry killed his wife, Suzanne Morphew. So I hope this story today offers you a couple of things. One, it's a great case if you're looking to kind of dive into a case that is well covered on YouTube, and that there's a lot of material out there to really feed you on what's going on, and even, the interviews with Barry, great interviews. There's a whole lot more information that I didn't even touch on in this story because I really wanted to leave you some little nuggets to find out there for yourself. It's just I want justice for Suzanne. Suzanne seemed like the kind of person that I would be really good friends with, that I would look up to and admire, and to find out, that she was living this life of abuse with this husband that, by all accounts, he looked like a very stand-up, great guy. She had been married to him since, they were really, really young, and they had this beautiful family together, this beautiful house, and that wasn't really what was going on. But I really hope that if you are someone like Suzanne, we're going to go ahead and apply our top coat on these nails to lock in what we've got so far. If you or someone that you know is in an abusive relationship and not happy, of course, please try to get out of that situation as safely as you can. Definitely tell a friend or family about it. Tell them what's going on. Talk about it. I know that when you're in these type of relationships, it can be embarrassing to admit what's being done to you and the way that you're being treated. However, a lot of people feel that way, and there's a lot of women that don't talk about abusive relationships that they've been in. Know that you are not alone, but that you do need to get out of that situation. No one should be treating you like that. Suzanne made the mistake of not confiding in her closest of friends about the abuse she had been dealing with throughout her marriage. And I just want people, women in particular, to know that that's something that they do need to talk about, because it happens more than we think, that these situations can turn extremely ugly and put you in a very, very dangerous position. So Suzanne Morphew, may she get the justice that she deserves, and may her family be able to rest her in peace. Now, we'll get back to these Workday Wednesday nails. I think they're looking beautiful. They're a little bit flashy. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit flashy for a workday, I know. With a little bit of alcohol, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the sticky surface, and then we're going to apply a thin layer of chrome. By the way, way, this is actually one of my favorite chromes, and you can get it on Amazon very affordably. Gosh, I really love this stuff. Okay, now I'm going to apply my chrome top coat. And if you guys like these Workday Wednesday nails, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to send those to me or tag me over on the Instagram or the Facebook or Twitter or wherever you're at. Now, don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you like this kind of content, and share this out with a nail lover friend. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. And here's the final result. I think that they're absolutely beautiful, perfect for the office or school. Gorgeous. What do you think?